Welcome to the deep dive. We sift through the sources, stack up the insights, and really pull out what matters for you.
That's the goal.
And today, we're diving deep into something absolutely core to, well, everything. Communication.
Couldn't be more fundamental, really.
Our mission here is simple.
Yeah.
Give you actionable strategies, things you can actually use to elevate how you connect, better personal relationships, sharper professional edge.
And it's learnable, right? That's the key thing. It's not some magic trait.
Exactly. It's a skill.
Yeah.
And everything we're talking about today comes from this great resource, Elevate Your Communication, 5 transformative strategies. So let's kick things off. Tip number 1, it's all about how you receive messages.
Oh, listening.
Yeah, you always hear that great leaders are great listeners, right? So our first strategy, become an active listener.
And it's easy to think, oh, active listening, I just wait my turn to talk.
Yeah, polite silence.
Right. But the source says they really stress it's a cognitive shift. It's not passive.
A cognitive shift. How so?
Well, it's about truly understanding, not just hearing. It's about responding thoughtfully, remembering. It actually changes how you process information.
Okay.
And when you genuinely listen like that, you're sending a powerful message. Your words matter. That builds belonging, openness. It's huge.
Okay, so it's more than just nodding. What are the actual, practical things we should be doing?
Well, first up, nonverbals. You got to pay attention to the unspoken stuff.
Body language, tone.
Exactly. Eye contact, not staring, but maybe 3-4 seconds at a time. Nodding to show you're tracking. Keeping your posture open, like uncrossed arms, it signals you're receptive.
Makes sense. What else?
Second, ask clarifying questions. Don't just assume you understand.
Right, so what you're saying is, or something like that.
Perfect. Or, do you mean we should? It shows you're genuinely trying to get it right, not just waiting to jump in.
Okay. And I've heard about repeating things back.
That's the third practice.
Yeah.
Paraphrase and summarize. Restate what you heard, but in your own words.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is you think X. Did I get that right?
Precisely. It confirms you understood, and honestly, it makes the speaker feel incredibly validated, like really heard.
Anything else for active listening?
Yeah, a big one. Limit distractions and, crucially, withhold judgment.
Put the phone away.
Definitely. Find a quiet spot if you can. Keep an open mind. And try really hard not to interrupt or spend the whole time just planning your response.
So the payoff for you, the listener, is that deeper connection. You really get what they're saying.
And they feel it. That's the key.
All right, so if active listening is about taking information in, the next piece is about what you're sending out, even without words.
Exactly. Mastering your nonverbal delivery. Tip number 2.
It's amazing how much communication isn't verbal, isn't it?
Oh, the research is overwhelming. A huge percentage of our daily interaction relies on nonverbal cues.
And these signals, they can, amplify or totally contradict what you're saying.
Absolutely. They shape how people perceive your message, often on a subconscious level. It's powerful stuff.
So what simple adjustments can we make? You mentioned posture earlier.
Right. Your posture speaks volumes. Standing tall, shoulders back, weight balanced. It just reads confidence, competence.
And interest too, right? If you're slouched.
Yeah, it signals disengagement. Your posture shows if you're in the conversation. And then there's your tone of voice.
Ah, yes. Tone can change everything.
It carries so much emotional information, enthusiasm, boredom, anger, an animated, varied tone. That signals genuine interest, and it actually makes people want to listen.
I think I read somewhere that vocal variety makes people seem more trustworthy.
That's right. Studies back that up. More trustworthy, more attentive. But the absolute critical thing here, consistency.
Meaning your words and your body language need to match.
Exactly. If you say, I'm fine, but you're frowning and your arms are crossed, well, people believe the nonverbals almost every time.
Okay. So they trust the unspoken cues more.
Usually, yes. So you've got to align your actions, your tone, your posture with your actual words.
So for you, the takeaway is your nonverbal communication is either boosting your message or potentially undermining it. Big impact.
Huge.
Okay, so we've covered listening, we've covered nonverbals. Now let's get into the actual spoken stuff, especially when things get a bit tense.
Right. Tip 3, communicate constructively.
Because conflict happens, right? It's unavoidable.
Totally natural. But the sources are really clear. Handled well, conflict can lead to growth, stronger bonds. It's not inherently bad.
So the key is how we handle it. How do we keep it constructive, not destructive.
Well, one really effective tool is using I statements.
Instead of you always, or you made me feel.
Exactly. That just puts people on the defensive. Frame it from your perspective. I feel emotion when this specific situation happens because this is my need or concern.
I feel frustrated when meetings run late because I have another commitment. Something like that.
Perfect. It expresses your feeling without blaming. It opens the door for dialogue rather than slamming it shut.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. What else?
Avoid personal attacks and actively look for common ground.
Easier said than done sometimes when emotions are high.
Oh, absolutely. But launching personal attacks just pours fuel on the fire. Stick to the issue. What's the actual problem here?
Yeah.
And where can we agree? What shared goal do we have? Focusing on that helps collaboration.
Find that common ground, yeah. Okay, what about just being clear? Especially like in emails or texts where you lose all the nonverbal cues?
Super important. That's the third part. Be clear and direct. Ambiguity is the enemy in digital communication.
Get straight to the point.
Pretty much. Use clear subject lines. Be concise. Proofread. Avoid jargon if the other person might not know it. Make it easy for them to understand exactly what you mean.
So for you, this is about turning those difficult conversations, those potential arguments, into something productive.
Exactly, into opportunities for understanding and growth.
Okay, moving beyond just words and gestures, emotions, they play such a huge role.
A massive role. Which brings us to tip 4. Boost your emotional intelligence.
EQ.
EQ. We hear that term a lot. What is it, really? At its core, it's about understanding emotions your own and other people's, and then using that understanding to, well, manage your responses and interact effectively.
And the sources say it's crucial for trust, conflict resolution.
Inspiring people.
Yeah.
It's increasingly seen as just fundamental for success in pretty much any area of life.
Okay, so how do we actually get better at it? How do we cultivate EQ?
Well, the first step is self-awareness. Really understanding your own emotions, your triggers, how you tend to react, especially under pressure.
Knowing yourself, basically.
Exactly. When you know your patterns, you can choose to respond more calmly, more effectively, instead of just, reacting.
Okay, self-awareness, what's next?
Practicing empathy. And it's important to distinguish empathy from sympathy.
Right, sympathy is feeling for someone, empathy is feeling with them.
Kind of. Empathy is more about genuinely trying to step into their shoes, understand their perspective, feel what they might be feeling. It requires that active listening we talked about, but without judgment.
How do you show that?
Validating their emotions, even just asking, how does that make you feel, can be incredibly powerful for showing you're trying to understand on an emotional level.
Okay, and the sources mentioned something maybe a bit surprising for building trust. Vulnerability.
Yeah, it seems counterintuitive, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But embracing vulnerability, showing you're not perfect, actually builds incredible trust.
How's it work?
Well, think about leaders. Research shows leaders who aren't afraid to show some vulnerability, admit mistakes, ask for help, they're trusted way more by their teams.
Because it feels more authentic, more human.
Exactly. It signals psychological safety. It makes it okay for others to be open and authentic too.
So developing your EQ, it really can transform your relationships and how influential you are.
Profoundly. It's a game changer.
All right, our fifth and final strategy. This one kind of ties everything else together, really. It's about credibility, leadership.
It's about letting your actions speak loudly.
Walk the talk, basically.
Precisely. You can have the slickest communication techniques in the world. But if your actions don't line up with your words, forget it. Credibility pangs.
And this isn't just for CEOs, right? This applies to everyone.
Everyone. Every day. Your actions are constantly communicating. Leaders act, they don't just talk. But we're all leaders in our own interactions.
So what does this look like in practice? What are the key things?
First, follow through on what you hear. Remember active listening. It's not enough just to listen.
You have to do something with the information, if it's appropriate.
Right. There's research showing employees feel something like twice as heard when leaders don't just listen, but actually act on what they heard.
Wow. Twice as heard. That builds massive trust.
It fends trust and psychological safety. People know their input matters, that it can lead to change.
Okay, follow through. What else?
Model the values you want to see. Your behavior, day in and day out, sends the loudest message.
So if you talk about collaboration, but you hoard information.
People see the disconnect. But if you consistently align your actions with your words, with the values you claim to hold, that builds deep trust. And it encourages others around you to be more authentic communicators too.
It sets the standard.
It really does. Creates a positive cycle.
So for you, the bottom line is,
Yeah.
Your actions are the ultimate proof of your communication's effectiveness
Yeah.
and your credibility.
Couldn't say it better. That's where the rubber meets the road.
Okay, so that's our deep dive. 5 really solid, actionable strategies. Becoming an active listener.
Mastering your nonverbal delivery.
Communicating constructively, especially when it's tough.
Boosting that emotional intelligence.
And finally, letting your actions speak louder than your words.
Yeah. And the big takeaway from all this, I think, is that effective communication. It's a journey, not a destination you just arrive at.
You don't just tick a box and say, done.
Exactly. You won't nail it overnight, and that's okay. The encouragement here is to just start small.
Like, pick one thing.
Yeah. Pick just one of these tips that resonated with you today, and just focus on practicing that consciously this week. See what happens.
That sounds manageable.
Yeah.
And the potential impact.
Oh, it's huge. You'll likely be amazed at the ripple effect, the positive changes in your relationships, your effectiveness.
So the final thought really is, you have the power. You can transform how you communicate and build those stronger, more meaningful connections.
Absolutely. It's within your reach.